feel like I have done so much thrifting in the last few weeks. I have barely documented any of it. I'm heavily preparing for springtime. Springtime tends to creep up a little bit quicker here in Las Vegas. It does heat up very fast. So I am trying to thrift as much springtime fashion as I possibly can. This year's springtime fashion is a little different to me. I think it has to do with the color palettes. The color palettes are a little bit darker than what I'm used to in springtime. I'm noticing a lot of jewel tones, a lot of like emeralds. Like this color right now is massive for spring. And I just find that really interesting because it normally tends to be like fall, winter, but right now it's springtime. Today we are doing 22 thrifted looks for springtime 2022. Oof, that's a lot. That's a lot to get off your tongue all at once. I want to start off with accessories because I, as you guys know, have been obsessed with belts lately. I think they are a huge statement piece and I am absolutely obsessed with this belt, mainly because I feel like, again, this is one of those color tones that like you think this would be fall, but right now this color tone is very much in. Whenever I go looking for belts at the thrift store, I always look for the unique part of it. Like this part is going to be the piece that is going to pull me in. It's very rarely something, I mean, unless there's like embroidery or stitching on the actual like leather piece, I am always looking for something that is so unique. And this is like a stamped piece of metal that really kind of has no rhyme or reason. It's just very funky looking. It has very like artsy look to it. So not only did I like this just for the style alone, but I also really liked the idea of, I just picked up some New Balance shoes and they have orange in it, so I felt like this belt was going to be perfect to be able to tie in my New Balance shoes. I recently made a Pinterest video where I talked about this specific look. I wanted to recreate this and the video kind of went a little awry, so I didn't actually get to create this look, but I finally put it together and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I did not put the Doc Martens in here because I have yet to thrift some Doc Martens, but you know what? I absolutely loved this with the turtleneck. I also didn't do the pigtails, which I said was another element that I absolutely love to this look, but I did the layering and that was what mattered the most. I am super on the fence on if I want to sell this piece or not. This brand has had a place in my heart for so long. Diane Freese. They also go by Susan Freese was, I believe, the mother. Diane Freese was the daughter, but they just make absolutely beautiful clothing. Super like springtime. I mean, the floral, the ruffles, everything. So I am heavily leaning towards keeping this just because I've actually never kept a Diane Freese piece for myself. I have sold every Diane Freese piece I've ever found. So I am thinking this might actually go into my wardrobe because I absolutely love it for springtime. If anything, I might rock it for spring and then maybe during the summer part ways with it, but I'm obsessed with that top, the ruffle detail, everything. It is just so cute. Is this the Seinfeld top? Possibly, yes. In fact, yes, I think it is. Let's be real. This looks so much like the Seinfeld top. It is frightening. But the statement that this top makes is just so much fun. The ruffles, everything. Can you guys tell that I'm pretty obsessed with ruffles right now? Like, they are on my list constantly. I think anybody watching Sex and the City and just like that breathed a collective gasp of air when they realized that Carrie Bradshaw was wearing a Forever 21 dress in the show. It just made me think, you know what? I need one of those because she rocked it and she rocked it so well. I actually recently found this, it's by the brand Entro, so it's not Forever 21. However, it is a fast fashion brand, but it reminded me so much of the dress that she layered in one of the first episodes, I believe. I decided to style it up two different ways. The first way was the Carrie Bradshaw way, the like almost exact way that she wore it in the show. And the second way was with a like white shirt button down layered over it and just kind of my crossbody bag. I really wanted to try something out that was more of like a casual, I almost felt like I was going to like a daytime art exhibit or something. Like it was just so comfortable casual that I was like, okay, I could get used to this look. It's not really my go-to style, but there was something about it. I was like, you know, I got this dress. It was really cheap. It literally cost me like less than $1. I really need to figure out how to wear this. And even though I really like the Carrie Bradshaw look, I wanted to kind of push the limit on this one and see what else I could do with it. Next up is yet another one that I'm like, am I gonna sell this? Am I gonna keep this? I don't know, I can't decide. But it is a true vintage by the brand Grapevines. They'll grow on you. That's just adorable, right? 1970s, maybe potentially early 80s jumpsuit, overall pant thing. That's what we're gonna call it. I just did the classic, I paired it with like a cotton gauze. This is from the brand Universal Thread. I thought that gave it like the very authentic 1970s look. And then I also wanted to try it with maybe something like a little bit more high fashion. And I took a sweater vest, put that underneath, and a cute little wool fisherman cap, and bada bing, bada boom, got myself a look. Two totally different styles, but still very like 1970s-esque looks. This vintage button down stole my heart because of the design on it. I thought the pattern was just super cute. Clearly right now I am on a 1970s fashion kick. I still cannot believe I did not document finding this skirt because it was such an epic moment for me. I absolutely love this brand. It is Moods by Crizia. Crizia in general is just such an epic piece to find. I always love finding this style. But this skirt in particular, it just gives you like such an A-line structure fit, the pencil, but then it also has like a very cinched in waist. So I just absolutely fell in love with this. And I think because this is such a special skirt, I paired it up with 3 different looks. So even though I'm doing 22 looks, this one gets 3 of them. First up was just like the very minimal, modern, structured look. I think because of how tight the upper waist portion of this fits, I really wanted to do a cropped shirt with it to see what I could accomplish. And then next up, because I have been so obsessed with sweaters and skirts, I went ahead and did a skirt style look that I think it's just, it's super cute, but it's also super casual. Like this is definitely something where you're just running out the door and you want to put together an outfit real quick. And then the third look was actually going back to the minimalist trend. I just wanted to pair it together with this Express jacket that I recently picked up on one of my thrifting adventures. I love the structure of this jacket. It kind of gives me shacket vibes, but it's not quite a shacket. I do have a shacket, so stay tuned for that. Another skirt that I am super stoked about, mainly because of the pockets on this one. The pockets are what do it for me. But this is just super cute, Houndstooth print. I absolutely love it. It's the length that I was specifically going for. And I wanted to switch it up a little bit just because the color palettes are so weird right now. Like I just cannot pinpoint what direction we're going with color palettes this spring. So I went ahead and incorporated that orange back in so that I could wear the New Balance tennis shoes with this look, and I'm pretty obsessed with it. It's very unique, it's very different. It's not like a typical look that I would gravitate towards, but that orange, man, it is just like, it's challenging me. It's making me think outside the box, and I dig it. Let's talk about that shacket. I have been obsessed with the shacket trend. I've picked up a couple at the thrift store, but none of them have stuck with me. None of them have been like, this is it, this is the shacket that I'm keeping. But I am really hoping that this one stays in my closet for a while. I actually almost pulled the trigger at Marshall's just recently, like around the time that I moved to Vegas. I was just looking around, seeing what they had, and I found a shacket that was this exact color. It had the gray tones on it. It was just super cute, and I was like, ooh, that's the one. But I kept telling myself in the back of my head, I was like, you know, this is one of those trends that like, people are gonna be donating this. I just know it. And sure enough, this is actually a vintage version of that exact jacket that I had been eyeing. So I'm really glad that I waited, and I got it, of course, at a fraction of the price. And we all know the thrifted version is 10 times better, always. Okay, this next look is my attempt at the jewel tone recreated. I love that we're going jewel tones this season, but I was just a little shocked at like how strong they were. Like I did not expect it to be this prevalent in fashion. Like you always tend to lean towards very like vibrant tones, but for some reason jewel tones, that's where it's at. These vintage Ralph Lauren trouser pants, I thrifted maybe a few weeks ago now, and I've been looking for a very specific way to wear them, and I think in that jewel tone trend, that's where this really comes in handy. And because I wanted to get a couple looks with that, I went ahead and paired it with a corset that I am finally happy with. This has been another like ongoing saga for me, is finding the perfect corset to go with all of my outfits. And I think I am absolutely stoked about this one. This corset I am going to be utilizing so much in all my looks. In fact, I went ahead and paired it with the next look that I'm gonna talk about, and that is with this maxi dress. You guys have seen this dress already. I found this in my thrift trip with Brittany, who is the one who actually turned me on to the fact that jewel tones were so massive right now. I actually hadn't put much thought into it until she mentioned it, and now I just can't stop thinking about jewel tones. This, with the corset, I thought was like the world's perfect pairing. Okay, next up, this. Weirdly from H&M. But I went ahead and picked it up because I have been obsessed with the Frankie Shop padded t-shirt for so long. I still haven't bought it yet because yet again, it was just another trend that I was like, you know what? The fast fashion brands are picking up on this. I know I'm gonna find it secondhand. I just know it. And sure enough, I found it secondhand. And I like the color tone on it. It is actually perfect for spring. The structure on it is super cute. Yeah, I probably could have steamed it before I featured it in this video, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get these YouTube videos out. I went ahead and styled this look 2 different ways as well. I did the first look just very casual, but I wanted to see if I could dress this up. I pulled out those knee-high leopard boots, and I honestly am obsessed with this look. I think I gravitate more towards this one than the casual everyday style. I think with these boots, it just, you know, it takes it out of that minimalist trend. It's not that I'm tired of the minimalist trend, but I do feel like it's just like the aesthetic that you see everywhere. So it was kind of fun to do something different. Like that falls into that minimalist style. And don't get me wrong, that's all I wore when I lived in LA. But I don't know, for some reason, since I've moved, I'm like, let's try something different. Let's be a little original with my style. Next up is that tropical Hawaiian style look. We got the high-waisted pants, the matchy outfit. I have sold a variation of this look so many different times, but I absolutely love it. It's just like, I can't go on vacation right now, but I'm gonna dress like I'm on vacation. And of course, during the summer heat, I am going to be wearing that outfit probably all the time. I thrifted this semi-recently by the brand Miss Elaine. It is very vintage, very 1980s. And it's got like the cutest little eyelet lace detail on it that I am absolutely obsessed with. And I knew the moment I found this is going to be a duster jacket that helps me transition from winter to spring. Hands down, I'm gonna be rocking this all the time. It is just super cute. It's definitely not one of those looks that you wanna waste just for getting ready in the morning. You wanna figure out how to wear this out and about. And because for some reason I completely miscalculated and I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing 22 looks. And at one point in time, I must not have hit record, so I only recorded 21 looks. And by the time I uploaded everything on my camera, I broke down my set and I was like, there is just no way I am putting that lighting back up and filming another look. So the very last piece is this beautiful jewel tone sweater that I just recently picked up. I think this is gonna be super cute with like these trouser pants with the purple. It's just, this color combination is gonna be gorgeous. Maybe even biker shorts during the hotter days of spring. This is going to be my go-to look. And it is oddly by the brand Wild Fable. I was like, okay, Target, sometimes you show up to the game, and I am impressed. Thank you so much for letting me share all of my recent thrifted finds. I definitely have a couple videos coming out where I'm going to showcase finding a few of these pieces, but for the most part, I hadn't really been filming, so I just wanted to throw a thrift haul together for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope maybe some of the looks inspired you to get out there and go thrifting for yourself for some unique thrifted finds. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.